Hi, everybody. This is Maxine Taylor, America's first licensed astrologer since 1969. And I have my February Trumpology report for you. Normally, I would do the monthly forecast. But so many of you have asked me to update you on the potential election results that I decided that's what I want to do. And so today I'm going to update my Trumpology report in which I ask the question, will Trump be re-elected? And as you know, I use a special kind of chart called a diurnal chart, which tells exactly what goes on a particular day. I'm going to review briefly. Hang in there, I got a bunch of charts here to show you. What I've said in my first video on that subject, I'm trying to think when it was. It was a few months back. I did the diurnal, and knowing that Trump is unpredictable, what I said was, if on November 3rd, 2020, the day, incidentally, that Mercury goes direct, which means there's going to be a lot of confusion involved with communication, correspondence, and transportation. We all know that the Russians hacked us during the election, and probably not just the Russians. We also know that most recently, Trump asked one of our foreign neighbors to please give him information on one of the Democratic candidates. We understand that there is all kind of hacking and collusion that can go on. And if it's going to go on at all, and hopefully if it's going to come to light, it will do so right around the time that Mercury goes direct on election day. Okay. I didn't want to get into all that other stuff, but just to kind of bring you up to date. All right, let's take a look now at what I had said before. On the day of the election, once again, November 3rd, 2020, if Trump is in Washington, D.C. or New York City, this is a quick look at what the diurnals for that day look like. First of all, if he's in Washington, we see here the first house, which is him, and the seventh house, which is his opponent, which would be the Democratic candidate, okay? Trump has his natal south node, his true south node, the transiting south node, and the natal moon on his diurnal ascendant. Now, some of you don't know what that means, so I'm going to explain it. The south node in a chart of this type is a very karmic position indicating loss, indicating drain of energy. And the moon indicates change. Well, the change would be in himself. We don't see his career involved. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. The seventh house of open enemies has the true north node, the transiting north node, the true transiting north node, and the natal north node, the areas of blessings and success and movement forward. And so one look at that, and I said, Trump will absolutely not win the election if he is in Washington, D.C. Did the same thing for New York City, Manhattan. Same deal. Same deal. And in fact, for the Democrat, the progressed Uranus, Trump's progressed Uranus, and natal sun, the giver of life, are sitting on the opponent's ascendant. And so this could be a very unexpected win for the Democrats in light of the voting results. Okay, so that's New York and DC. Yay. Lots of people were dancing in the streets over this one. Then Trump moved to Florida and everybody started getting worried. So, hang on. Okay. The diurnal for Trump on November 3rd, 2020, in West Palm Beach, Florida, which is where Mar-a-Lago is quite different. Transiting Venus, the planet of love and blessings, sits on the midheaven of the chart, which is his public image and his career. Now, this might be because if he's in Mar-a-Lago, he's with his peeps. He's with the people who love him. The midheaven is 7 Libra 22. By the way, the planet has to be within a degree of the cusp. 7 Libra 22 for the cusp of the career house. Venus, 7 Libra 58. And just before that, progressed Neptune, the dream, 7 Libra 16. Neptune dissolves things. Neptune can also bring the dream. Venus is love. On your midheaven, it brings up fame and love and success. And when I saw that, I thought, there's the 10th house. Looks successful. Double. And the progressed sun is exactly on his 9th house of expanding your horizons, your boundaries, long distance communication with foreign countries. And so there can certainly be communication with foreign countries and leaders thereof because of the sun. It also shows that Trump sees a much bigger picture on the day of the election if he is in Florida. Now, we don't know where he's going to be. And somebody asked me the other day, what if he's in DC and Florida? Well, all bets are off. They just are. We're just gonna have to watch and wait. So I want to share with you something that I shared a long time ago, and that is President Obama's diurnal for the inauguration, his inauguration in 2012. Those of you who study astrology can see that the angles, the most important parts of the chart, are hit. The first house cusp, the ascendant, the physical body, the person himself, that would be President Obama, has the North Node. The blessings, the North Node brings the good stuff. Let me just keep it that way, all right? The South Node drains and takes away. And in a presidential race or inauguration, we are very literal with our interpretations. So it's a personal victory for him. And it is a joyous time, even though the nodes, two of the South nodes, which indicate drain, are triggered and part of the diurnal. But the nodes are karmic, and on the angles, incredibly karmic. And I feel like that does or did describe and still does President Obama's term starting in 2012. The transiting North Node on the fourth cusp of home and family and everything that brings security. The transiting South Node on his open enemies, the 7th house. And while he was president, his opponents, the Republicans in Congress, were made no bones about it. They wanted him out of office. It never happened. And of course, the transiting south node on his midheaven, this is a very fated chart. This is his career. And there might have been losses for him simply because the open enemies were out to get him. Who, hindsight 2020, this is a magnificently karmic inauguration diurnal. And the inauguration describes the term of office. All right. I'm going to go back to Trump. All right. In 2017, the election, this is the inauguration, had Venus on the ascendant. Now, Venus is love, it's blessings, but Venus moves very quickly. And a politician often has Venus, the planet of love, on his or her ascendant because they feel loved at that point in time. However, this was Trump's diurnal for 2016. His inauguration diurnal in 2017 had Mars on the ascendant. Now, when I first took a look at this chart, I said, he can't possibly win. Of course, I had to later revise that because it was all about himself. And when you're running for the highest position in the land, when you are inaugurated into office into the highest position, you're representing the country. And this is not your typical diurnal. I showed you a very meaningful one. This is, of course, President Obama's, which I just described. But with Mars there, it was all about me, me, me. And the more I looked at it and watched the news, I realized, wait a minute, Trump is an anomaly. And this is his diurnal. And his term of office will be very much about me, me, me. And so I changed my prediction. And of course, he became president. Okay. Something else I want to share with you that I saw that indicates success for Trump. I looked at his progressed chart for 2021. His progressed Saturn is on his progressed midheaven. The midheaven is your public image, it's your career. When Saturn is at the top of the chart, you are at the top of your game. And I've seen this happen over and over again, whether it's the transiting Saturn going over your midheaven or the progressed Saturn on the progressed midheaven. And I thought, he is solidifying that career. And that is another indication that, all things considered, that contributes to his win. Okay, so what did I leave out? I got one chart here I want to go over in detail with you. Yes, okay. We're done with everything but his inauguration chart for 2021. Here it is. Not sure if you can see it. The second house cusp is triggered. Second house is money, your tangible assets. It's what you get. And what I have come to see, my fellow astrologers out there, is that the second house is not just about money or gifts or physical, tangible things. It's what you want to have. with Mars there. Once again, remember the last diurnal for his, where was that? Shoot, I've got so many here. Here we go. His last election had Mars on the ascendant. And that was all that was going on the cusps of the diurnal. We use only the cusps in a diurnal. Well, here's Mars this time. Don't go away. Here we go. On his second cusp. When I looked at it, I thought there's a payoff involved. There's money involved. It's all about money. Not other people's money. His money. The second cusp in the diurnal chart is 6 Taurus 34. Transiting Mars is 6 Taurus 37. It's 3 minutes off of the second cusp. And transiting Uranus is 6 Taurus 46. Uranus is the unexpected. Uranus is explosion. Uranus is the rebellion. Uranus is the unexpected. If Trump is elected, and I say if because we simply cannot tell we don't know where he's going to be. The diurnal is based on where the person is on the day of the event. Usually they're if it's a birthday party, we know where the birthday party is going to be. But in Trump's case, he's all about unpredictability. The one thing we do know is that he's moved to Florida and he loves being at Mar-a-Lago because that's where his fans are. Uranus here and Mars, if this is an indication of his term of office, he's going to be all about money. Now you might say, he's been all about money, Maxine. Yeah, but now it really is, and rebellion is involved. The unexpected is involved. The rebellious is involved. And so, with all these charts and all the possibilities, we are going to have to see who the Democratic running person is, the Democratic candidate for president. And I'll have to do their diurnal or diurnals for the election and for the inauguration. What I am going to suggest to those of you who may be dismayed by these charts, and I can certainly understand you're feeling that way. I have mentioned on several occasions light workers, star seeds, healers, walk-ins. This is the year 2020 and 2021 to step forward into your God-given talents and abilities. You know, light overcomes darkness. Darkness cannot exist in light. Obviously, turn on the light switch, the darkness is gone. It is time for everybody to step forward and create the kind of world that they want. If you are still waiting for government to give it to you, you're going to be disappointed. If you want a world of love, a world of peace, a world of respect for everybody on this planet, if you want truth, honor, justice to prevail, if you want to live in a world of light and not darkness, be the light that you are. Step forward. Express your talents. If I have read your birth chart to you, you know how awesome you are because that's how I give a reading. And now I'm doubling up on that. You have to know that if you are alive on this planet at this time, there is a really wonderful reason for that. And it is to express your light, to know you are the light, to be the light. And if I can help you in any way, I offer many readings. Just go to my website, MaxineTaylor.com. Select the one or ones that you want. And let us together create the kind of world that we want, of peace, of joy, of love, of trust, of respect, of honor for everybody. Let us eliminate the darkness as much as we can and create the loving world that we dream of. I remember many years ago, there was a group, a rock group called the Moody Blues, and they put out a beautiful album called To Our Children's Children's Children. Let us together create the kind of world we want for our children's children's children. Stay in touch. I'll keep you posted. Check my YouTube station because I'm going to be doing videos, giving hints on how to live your highest and best life in spite of what might be going on in our government. And I say government, I mean our governments, because this is happening all over the world. And so to all of my friends out there, my blessing for you is this. May the stars shine brightly on you and yours. And I mean that. Bye for now, dear friends.